You.
Welcome everyone to the Global Shapers Dubai Hub podcast. My name is Zainab Abdulla, and I am the project lead for this Global Shapers initiatives that we have. And we're very excited to get this started and off the ground, and we have so many things planned for you. I'm sure many of you are wondering, what is the Global Shapers? Maybe you've heard of us, maybe you haven't, but I'm joined here by the best person who can answer these questions, the curator of the hub currently. So I'll let him introduce himself.
Amazing. Thank you for having me. And it's an honor to be here and kicking off this beautiful, simple idea that you've got in mind to be able to help our community and have that impact. And I think that word is really the word that really summarizes the work that we do as Global Shapers. So, what is Global Shapers? It's an initiative of the World Economic Forum. Imagine really young people coming together to think about what kind of local impact can we have in the cities that we're in. So we have more than 10,000 shapers around the world, which means every city around the world has a hub. And each of these shapers are working on initiatives that tackle SDGs primarily and think about what can shapers do in terms of filling in the gaps. I think the other word that really beautifully goes along with community is grassroots. Everything is thought about very much like this podcast as well. How can we start small and think about scaling that as we move forward? Something that we love to think about in the Dubai Hub is the long-term impact. Yes, we're involved in so many different projects. We're amazing at running workshops when shapers come together and pull in all these different connections and ideas. But how might we be able to sustain that impact? So it's all project-based as shapers. We're really, really grateful to have 30 plus active shapers and a huge number of alumni because the Dubai Hub has been existing for 15 years. So this is our 15th year, which is super exciting. And I'm really looking forward to doing some incredible work together with the shapers. Of course, taking this podcast to the next level as well. Starting off simple and small. And speaking of the podcast, Zainab, I know we've been talking about this for the past couple of months now. We've been reaching out to some of our partners, Zurich being one of them, who've shared tips and tricks. We've got shapers who are really passionate about doing podcasts. But what is really the origin story of this?
So the idea of this really came to be because we wanted a space for the shapers as well as leaders from the community come and talk about. You talked about a lot about impact and about grassroots and really leaving something for the community. Like we're volunteers, right, Mishal? So we're just here within the time that we have to really create something for the community, especially the youth here in the UAE and in Dubai particularly. So the podcast idea is for them to share our stories. There's so many heroes in the community and within the shapers themselves that have maybe not shared their story, but if they do, like this is going to be something that would resonate or help other people. So within the podcast itself, we will have definitely shapers coming in, sharing their stories. We're going to be having community leaders sharing information or advice about topics that they're experts in. Some of the topics that we are looking forward to are financial literacy, AI, STEM education, as well as a place for us as global shapers to share what we're doing. As this is something, as you mentioned, so under the World Economic Forum, they exist in every part of the world to this point, and there's more than 10,000, I think you said, shapers.
And even more, perhaps.
Yes. Perhaps even more. And what are they doing, and how can like the people, the audience, the community can get more involved with us and get to know us more. So this is really that sort of space. And when I joined in, as you know, I was just like, we don't really have something like that. So that would be great to get started off and have that. And I'm very excited that you gave me the opportunity to lead this project.
Absolutely.
This is also a way for us to like engage with our audience and to know what kind of topics interest them, as well as how they can be involved with the Global Shapers. Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. And I think this beautifully comes into play. And I also want to reflect on an experience I've had with one of our wonderful shapers from our Sharjah hub. His name is Nuno, and he's going to now be the curator for 2026-27, which is exciting. And as we were attending this Sharjah Entrepreneurial Festival, we were constantly talking about a metaphor. And this metaphor was about stones. And we're like, okay, with all these interactions that we have and all the different experiences that us as shapers go through because of our projects, because of knowing each other as a shaper, I would say, the impact that we've had in our communities, it wouldn't have been possible if we didn't know each other as friends. And so coming back to this metaphor, it's like we're going and unturning these stones and seeing what kind of gems are there underneath these stones. Sometimes these stones are amazing, and we find amazing things when we meet with inspirational leaders as part of the Meet the Leaders project, for example, or simply through workshops when we engage with experts in their kind of domain. And so it's like we're collecting these stones as we're kind of navigating through this journey. And I think that's the essence of this podcast as well. And I think this is what people can expect is these little nuggets that we're collecting as we move along in a very spontaneous, serendipitous way, which allows people to share their stories. So yes, we have incredible shapers, like you said, and each shaper is unique. They've got their own strength. They're incredible. We've got people in partnerships, marketing. They've got the creative side. Some are more analytical. Some are driving their own startups. Some are working professionals. And they come with such beautiful backgrounds. And we hope that this is one medium in which we can put a light on some of these incredible shapers who are doing incredible work. But at the same time, like you said, through our level ups, for example, we come across experts who share, perhaps it's financial literacy or if it's AI. How do we capture and bottle that up for people to be able to really understand that in a sense and really be able to benefit and have that impact as well in the community? So I think those are the two core areas, like you said, that people can expect from this. We really want to keep it engaging and we want to keep it fun, as you've highlighted. And how do we do that, right? It is through asking simple questions as well. And I know you've got a brilliant idea to end our podcast. So why don't you share more about that?
So this is something that I thought would be very important, as you said, because this is from the community to the community. That's really the theme. And I just loved how you talked about the unturned stones and how you can find gemstones underneath. It's such a beautiful way for us to get to know what people find important. And this is something that what we want is that people, when they leave with this podcast, they really leave with something. And that's why at the end of each episode, we'll be having a reflective question from the guest speaker, whoever is going to be there, whether they were a shaper or a community expert. And they're going to end their the episode with a reflective question for our audience, which we would love to hear from them. So we're going to even share like a Google form for you guys so we can hear from you that what is something that you have benefited and how would you take the information that you have moving forward. So this is like to give that also unique aspect of the podcast. And as we said, we want to explore different topics around different issues that matter to the youth. And we would love to also know about what kind of topics we want to hear about. Maybe there are certain things that we have not overlooked that other people in the community think that this is actually a topic we would love to hear about. So we'd love to hear from you guys on this as well. And Mishal, we've heard about the Global Shapers as well as about the projects that we've done. But about you, I want to know more about your journey to becoming a shaper. Yes.
I feel that's an entire podcast in itself. I think in a way, the Shapers community has really changed my life through the people that I've met. I started my Shaper journey back in Germany. So I was there for work. In my first year at Germany, I applied for the Shapers community in Frankfurt, which is really beautiful. We're doing impactful work that solved local challenges in Frankfurt. And when I first applied, I actually got rejected. And the reason for that, as is with all the Shapers and the hubs around the world, is you've got to have commitment. And the commitment has to be more than a year. And because my secondment was only for a year at the start, that was the reason I didn't get accepted. But my secondment got extended. And that's when I went again. I was like, yes, got my secondment extended. I can do this for more than a year. I'd love to be part of the community. And I'm super, super grateful for the Frankfurt Hub for accepting me as a shaper. And since then, it's been an incredible journey. And of course, when I came back to Dubai, I had the opportunity to transfer back into Dubai. So that really shows the global nature of this community, where you can really connect with so many different people from different countries who are doing super inspiring work. So it's been about 3 years now since I've been a shaper, alhamdulillah, and just the incredible people that I've had the opportunity to interact with, to learn from, has been incredible. And of course, this year, as my role as a curator, which I have the honor of serving with Dubai Hub, that's been just taken to the next level. Every year, the World Economic Forum bring together all the curators from around the world in Geneva. And that's such a beautiful moment to really understand the beauty of the community because of all these different backgrounds and all these different cultures that come together, which is also very synchronous with what Dubai is, because Dubai is filled with so many different cultures and people from different countries. And I think that really stands as an essence for our community as well. I think something that's really beautiful, and I'm drawing parallels from another community which I feel like the values really resonate, is, you know, like you said, we're all volunteers. We're not getting paid for this. We're doing this in our free time, in our weekends or late at nights, trying to figure out different things and work with shapers who are also our friends. One thing that's really beautiful is the willingness for people to take care of each other. And I think that's such an important part of the community, where as much as we're doing incredible, impactful work, how do we really take care of each other as shapers? And I think that's something I've really valued a lot. And I've also learned myself as a shaper as I've progressed through the 3 years, and hopefully many more years to come as well. But that's really my journey in a nutshell. I'm a bit of a jack of all trades, so I like to experiment and explore different things and stay curious. And I think that's really helped with the shaper aspect as well, because there's so many different communities. If you really want to make the most out of it, you can really design your journey as you go through it.
No, that's incredible, and it's so amazing, like how you took that journey. And that one thing is the resilience as well, about that even though you got rejected, you came back, and how much gratitude you have for this journey and how it built you. And honestly, from me, who's been in the Global Shapers Hub for, like, Dubai Hub for 6 months, I think you're doing an incredible job as a curator.
Thank you.
Incredibly supportive of different projects and different initiatives that we have. And now this is like the final thing I want to end up on.
I have a question as well, but you can
sure,
go ahead with your final thing.
Go ahead.
My question is really also for our audiences to understand, who is Zainab outside of the Global Shapers community? Because I know you do such incredible work. You give a lot of thought and care to what you do. Share with us a little bit around your story as well.
So my story, a little bit similar to yours. I applied only to the Dubai Hub and I got rejected the first time. Yeah, but it's all good, because that's the thing. Rejection is redirection sometimes. And sometimes it's not that time that you were supposed to be in a certain place. That doesn't mean that's not meant for you or that doesn't come through. So I did apply again and I did get in. So that's incredible. And it's been incredible 6 months. As I said, it's been 6 months since I've joined. And just the community, you mentioned, like, you know, we have so many different nationalities, different personalities in this, in the Global Shapers community. And it's so amazing to get to know people. And we've been through like different times right now, and people have always been willing to stand up and share their experience and just spread the kindness. I've also learned so much, like, from the different projects that we've done, and getting to connect with different people within Dubai, and getting to know really about what everyone's story is. Because I love to know people's stories. I love to know more in general. It's really funny, because I was actually speaking to my niece the other day, and I was like, how much do you know? And she's like, oh, I know a lot, you know? Ooh. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, because I thought I knew a lot when I was a teenager. But the older I get, I feel like the less I know. And that's what I really love to explore. As an individual, as someone outside, I'm just someone who really loves to know things, loves to explore, similar to you. I'm also a jack of all trades in a way.
Yeah. Welcome to the club.
So always good to experiment, always good to learn. It's always important to have that growth mindset. And as you know, I love the education field. That's where my background is from. So really looking into that aspect and how do we really empower the youth here. I think that's the most important thing that I look forward to and love to discover more about.
Oh, I love it. Thank you for sharing.
No, thank you for asking that. And I also want to like just touch upon this is that how do you think people like I'm sure now that people have an idea of what the global shapers are and what they are, and we sound super awesome by the way. So definitely they would want to get involved or know more about how to immediately start getting involved. One way is this podcast. They'll get to know about our projects, about different things that we're doing, and as well as engage with different community leaders through this podcast. But what are other ways that they can get involved?
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of enthusiasm in our community, which I absolutely love. We always invite people who are between the ages of 18 and 27 to apply to become part of the Shapers community and be a shaper. Work on projects, have that impact in the community. And of course, that's the first level. The next level is sometimes people aren't within that age bracket. And so at the same time, they share the passion and they share the energy with us. And we've got this concept all around the world. And we have the same in Dubai, which is Friends of Shapers. These are people who love the community, who love to make an impact in the community. They have lots of ideas. They want to stay involved, stay in touch with different shapers and the work that we're doing, especially with events that we're hosting, and get every opportunity to meet and speak with shapers and the work that we're showcasing. And so that's the second level where people can really stay involved with us, stay in touch with us. We've got a little bit of a WhatsApp community that we're curating. We have our wonderful Arfa from our community who's been leading that effort and really putting a lot of thought behind how do we share different pieces of information? How do we really feel and know who is in our community to be able to tailor that experience for them? So that's another channel that people can always stay in touch with us and find out more about us. And of course, we've got all our social channels. We've got an exciting website coming out thanks to some wonderful work by Aliazia, Amira, Majid, and the rest of the team who are working on thinking about how do we visualize and make sure we can help synthesize the information that we have as shapers, given the 15 years of collective effort and projects that we've been working on. So these are some of the ways people can stay in sync with us.
Amazing. I'm sure like a lot of people will get involved after this, hearing about this. And definitely, I do encourage anyone between those age brackets from 18 to 27, as you mentioned, to apply to Shapers. It is low-key life-changing, I would say. I'm using Gen Z language.
There we go.
We need that. So and as you said, we encourage growth, empowering the youth, and for Friends of Shapers, we'd love to get them to get involved as well, and to be involved in our projects. They're always welcome and invited as well. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Michelle. And I think this is going to be a great start to this podcast. And yeah, I think the audience can look forward to more from us. And we have some episodes coming up, which we're very excited about to share with everyone. Is there anything else you'd like to add in before we close?
Nope. It's going to be fun. It's going to be simple. And we hope that it creates impact in the community in the most simplest of ways. And thank you so much for the thought and the care and the love that you put in for building and nurturing initiatives like this. Really appreciate it and looking forward to it.
Thank you.